we've been an open market. We've allowed MNCs to come in. This is now not just their largest talent base, but also amongst their largest consumer bases, amongst their largest customer bases. So how do we balance this Swadeshi awakening with the fact that this is now an open market, trading with the world, allowing companies from the world to invest and set up shop in India? The China model, the China template clearly doesn't seem like an option for us any further.
Yeah, I don't believe this necessarily the China model for us. I believe we will remain an open market. I think we should. I do believe that. At the same time, we have to ensure that we have sufficient technological base here. We are sufficiently good in sufficient number of technologies that we can trade on equal terms with the world, and nobody can hold weaponized technology against us. That's really the key. So that's why I distinguish between the word self-reliance, which is to me trading on equal terms like that, versus self-sufficiency, where try to do it all ourselves, that we won't trade with the world. I don't think that is the correct model. Even China is a trading nation. They just close themselves off a little bit more than maybe what we can do realistically at this point. But I do think that we should be self-reliant in the sense of being able to trade on equal terms. In this, another important matter, for example, there is a global capability center GCC boom in India. We can require some useful regulations here, force all of the IP built up in these centers to be registered in India, and ensure that India does have the right to license these technologies or right to use these technologies without somebody else's export controls, all of it. This is an important point. There are times where an IP is built in India by Indian talent, Indian citizens residing in India, and yet some other nation gets to control whether India can consume the products from it. Can India buy those products? That is not acceptable. You're building it in India with Indian talent, with Indian citizens here. They should be subject to Indian law. Indian customers should have the right to buy those products. I think all of these have to be brought in legislation, and Indian taxes must be paid on that IP. There is today, you cannot allow the global capability centers to be treated only as cost centers, where they will simply send about the amount of money required to pay the salaries and nothing more. A part of the profit has to be booked in India and taxes paid in India. There must be regulations around all of this. Then we can benefit from all this trading, and we also can prevent technology built in India being weaponized against us.